All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the podcast brought to you guys by Law Tigers, 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. If you guys are ever in an accident, call them. Don't call the insurance company, all right? And of course, recorded right here in our studio inside the home of Ventura Harley Davidson. Check out all for your new pre-owned parts, merchandise, everything here. Ventura Harley Davidson is where our studio is located and where you guys need to come and shop. So on that note, I got Austin. Austin is well, I'll let you introduce yourself, boss.
Yeah, I'm the general manager and one of the owners of our little collection of stores here in Southern California. I'm here every day and happy to help with anything that's needed. You know, we've got some of the best staff and a cool shop. If you haven't ever been here before, it's a worthwhile stop on your ride up or down the coast.
Yeah. I like kind of the garage, it's a shop. I think that's how you described it, man. It's a shop. So what I want, I'm sure if you guys have visited Ventura Harley Davidson, you guys have probably seen Austin running around and go, who's that guy? What's he doing? Because he's not, he's involved a little here, a little there. You'll see him back there. And as you said, general manager of this place. Now, you would think general manager, you're going to find you with your feet kicked up, chilling, hanging out. That's not the case. In working with you, partnering with you, you and I share a very common interest in terms of like the business stuff of how things take and run, man. So you've been around this dealership, and probably the other one for how long now?
Yeah, my whole life, really. I grew up in this industry. It's when people say they've got motorcycles in their blood, that's my life, my upbringing. I've been
starting with grandpa, starting with dad.
Dad.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my dad moved across the country from New Jersey to California when he was 18 or 19 maybe, and to pursue a motorcycle career.
Wow. Okay.
And landed in Southern California and
like a racing motorcycle career?
No, he actually is a technician. Started out, went to what has now become MMI.
Okay.
Was a factory trained technician, mostly for metric, power sports and stuff like that. Landed in Southern California working at a couple of different motorcycle dealerships, starting as a technician and then working in service management, and kind of elevated his way from there. And was introduced to Harley Davidson, I don't even know the year, I think early 90s at LA Harley Davidson.
Okay.
So that was his start kind of in the Harley Davidson world. And through
I'd say he got bit by the bug. I'd say he got bit.
Yeah. He caught the Harley bug hard and quick, and fell in love with the culture and the riding, and what started out as a dirt bike kid. You can only ride dirt bikes in certain areas, but you can ride Harleys all year round, especially here in California. So he,
very true.
Kind of caught that bug. And kind of elevated, through the ranks at LA Harley, and had an opportunity to work for Ventura Harley when it was in Ventura.
Yep, little history for you.
Yeah.
Do you remember where? Tell them where that was at.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what was the name of the street. Maybe Morris Avenue or something.
It was
like
on the
that.
avenue.
Yeah,
basically.
It was on the avenue. Yeah, across the street from the sanitation plant. I know that. The stories I hear from my dad at 4 p.m. Man, that place in the summertime. You didn't want to be outside. It got a little stinky.
Definitely a little brick and mortar style for sure. Yeah,
small place. And so my dad, Paul, helped with the move into this location in 98, and kind of got Ventura Harley started here in this store. And then in 2007, 6, 7, kids will love it. 2007-ish, the opportunity to open Simi Valley Harley Davidson came up.
Okay.
And so by that time, Paul, my dad, and Tom, which was the original owner of Ventura Harley, or one of them, opened up Simi Harley as partners. handful of years later, split up, and Tom kept Ventura Harley. My dad kept Simi Harley, and then the competition started. And
naturally.
And it's all fun and games. We know all of our local dealers around here, and we're all fighting the good fight.
Absolutely. Competitive breeds competition breeds success.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And I've got memories running around this place as a 3-4-year-old, just wreaking havoc on everybody.
I'd imagine so. You're in a shop, you're around motorcycles, your dad grew up in motorcycles, traveled out here to pursue a career in it, goes through, finds Harleys in 90s, you say.
Yeah.
I'm going to out you, they're going to do the math. How old are you at that age when he dips his toe into that?
I wasn't born yet.
You weren't even born yet?
No.
I'm an old shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm an old shit. You're a young soul, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so when were you born then?
I was born 97, so I was born right when the move to Ventura to this location kind of happened.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So your dad's running a dealership by that point, basically. He's general managing this place?
Yeah. Within a handful of years of this store being located here, he was, I don't know exactly what year, it was probably 2000 or 2001 or something like that by the time he was kind of the GM. And there were several other high-level managers that were here at that time. And so, I was, just a young buck, and I didn't know what was going on. It was just a fun place to hang out on the weekends.
I would imagine.
Events, and, I remember Endless Summer from as a kid.
The kickoff of it. I mean, like as young as you could remember.
Yeah. I remember coming to those events, and specifically remember I was always on trash duty. As a 5-6-year-old, like walking through the parking lot picking up trash.
But I imagine still being on trash duty at an event like that, around all that stuff,
awesome.
was like.
Yeah.
Just like, whoa, this is so cool to be at.
Yeah, it was a dream for me. I started riding motorcycles when I was 4, and so I had already been bit by the bug. Like just motorcycles. I didn't care what they are, what they were. Brand, dirt bikes, street bikes, Harleys. I didn't care, dude. Motorcycles were just cool.
Yep.
And I still have that mentality. Like people ask me all the time, like, what's your favorite? What's your this? Depends on what I'm doing and where I'm at. Like, I'm just a motorcycle enthusiast. Today I'm wearing a Harley hat.
If you're wearing what type of day it is,
Yeah. 2 days ago or whatever, on Monday, I was out riding dirt bikes with my dad out in Gorman, and then Tuesday rolls around, I'm riding my Harley to work. There's the motorcycle thing is so much more than just a brand.
Yep.
It's as cheesy as it sounds, especially I find myself saying that so often. Like the motorcycle culture is just so intensive. Like the vibe and the people that you meet and the things that you get to experience on 2 wheels. Like, I mean, it's unlike anything else.
It's different. Yeah.
And I recognize how cheesy that is, but that's what gets us up in the morning.
I'll admit, I'll say the same. It's like the corniest, cheesiest, kind of just most, but in reality, I guess what it boils down to is I don't know there's another way to really explain it, because unless you're there and you're in it and there's a level of like, I had Big J over here recently. There's just kind of the weekend stuff, which is great. Everybody needs whatever their fixes or whatever their reason to be on motorcycles.
Yeah.
But then there's a level when you kind of pass the threshold of, and I don't want to biker, but what you're talking about,
right.
like it is everything that you do. Like you plan your vacations around it, you bring your kids around it, you upbring your it is then it's a different hit and a different understanding.
It becomes part of your lifestyle, and as we make jokes all the time about, we're different people when we put that vest on or when we, get geared up in the morning for our ride or whatever. But that's in our minds, that's who we want to be, right? That's part of our identity and part of, what we love. And so, growing up, I was was just enamored by it. You know, I started, like I said, I was riding dirt bikes when I was 4 against my mom's wishes, and started racing motorcycles when I was 7 or 8, and started racing professionally when I was 15, traveling the country, and I just couldn't get enough of it. You know, it was just part of me, and I was the kid at school who, like, that was my whole life.
That's what
people
they
knew me by, right?
Yep.
I was the dirt bike kid or the whatever, and you know, I remember getting dropped off at elementary school on the back of a Harley, and like those are core memories that like
absolutely
formed me as especially as I developed into a young adult. And yeah, it's just, I can't get away from it, man. Motorcycles are just cool.
To double down on, like, it's a lifestyle, it's a thing, it's like it's because everything you just described with racing at 4, or motocrossing at 4, competitively racing at 7,
Yeah.
nationally 15, you know, I said it, 4, 7, 15 years old. Not one of those ages can you do that on your own.
Right.
It takes your parents,
Yeah.
it takes the money, it
Yeah.
takes the commitment, it takes the support, it
Yeah.
takes all of that. So to tie it all together, when you say, like, it's really becomes a lifestyle, and it's like there's a truly,
Yeah.
like, you're living this, that's kind of an example of it, you know? And
Yeah.
that is when I think you hit the euphoria
Right.
of what motorcycling is.
Yeah, yeah. There's because you know, throughout my childhood and racing and stuff, you know, that's it was a big commitment for me as a kid. You know, there were obviously, it sounds silly, but sacrifices you have to make.
100%.
Right? You don't get to hang out with friends. You know, we're traveling and stuff.
Yep.
Obviously, that's like I say, it's silly because it was awesome, and I'm so lucky to have been able to experience that. But then, you know, now that I'm an adult, and you know, looking at what my dad had to do and the sacrifices that he had to make to allow me the opportunity to do some of the things that I had to do, and you know, the expenses with you know, racing motorcycles and taking time off of work and stuff like that, you know, to drive 34 hours straight to get to Wisconsin for a weekend of racing. Like, you know, that I realize now as an adult what really went into it. Back then it was just cool.
It was get in the truck and go,
Yeah.
maybe load a little in the trailer.
Whatever, yeah.
It wasn't all the logistics and everything
Yeah.
else of it.
Yeah, and yeah, so I was incredibly fortunate to be able to experience that as a young guy, and you know, I got to race through the streets of Sturgis during Bike Week when I was 17 years old.
That's
Like,
cool. What were you
know,
racing on?
At the time, I was on Husqvarna. You
Like
know,
an enduro style thing,
no,
or like
supermoto. So
okay.
yeah, street. You know, dirt bikes with slicks, and the tracks are, you know, the majority pavement with some dirt, you know, elements and stuff like that.
So you power sliding through the turns and stuff, man?
Yeah.
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 I know
it's
you have footage. I'd love to see it. I know
Yeah.
you have some. You're gonna have to dig some up
Yeah.
or find some. Get on your phone.
I'll see if I can find.
Yeah,
something
I'm
for ya.
sure you can.
Yeah. It's one of my all-time favorite competitive ways to ride motorcycles, because you kind of get the best of everything. You know, some street riding, some sliding around, some high speed, some big jumps, all that kind of stuff. And now I'm just a washed-up racer because I work too much to be competitive. But you know,
Plus, it takes a toll on you. Let's be real, man. It beats your body up, and the older you
I'm
get,
definitely not 15 anymore.
that's it.
You know?
It's a young. I went to A2 recently, and it's like 20-year-olds
Yeah.
there. Oh, I'm like an old bag there,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's a young man's game for sure.
It's a different world, and you know, priorities change as you grow. You know,
Yep.
one of my to this day, one of my best friends, you know, we grew up racing together. I met him when I was 6 years old, and you know, he took the racing path. He developed racing into a career, and you know, has been racing in Italy for the last couple of years, and
Wow.
you know, took the American professional level of our sport of supermoto,
That's cool.
and chased it into the world, you know, the rest of the world, the rest of the other countries that, you know, it's treated differently and stuff like that, because the motorcycle scene, and especially in Europe, is unlike anything
Yeah.
that we experience
like,
here.
like
It's
soccer.
different. Yeah.
Yep.
It's different. The Harley scene, obviously, not quite as much, but competitive motorcycle riding in Europe is a whole different world. And so, like I was saying, the priorities just shift, right? I saw an opportunity. I was lucky enough to be presented with an opportunity to join my family's company and work in an environment and a culture that I am in love with. And now I get to live vicariously through my friends who still get to ride 4 days a week. And
that is very true. That's very true, man. Careful what you ask for, though, too, huh? Because it's a blessing and a curse to be surrounded by the stuff you love.
Yeah.
That when it turns into work. And now I'm on the side of that, because this whole thing, the reason I'm sitting here with you is because of motorcycles. And a lot of what you're reasoning, hearing out, is your work and your now career is based off of that. So it's a careful what you wish for sort of deal.
Yeah.
Because it's a good thing, man. They say, I didn't make it up. If you do something you love, you never really work a day in your life.
Yeah, and we feel that. I'm, like I said a bunch of times, I'm so fortunate to work in an environment and a culture and an industry that is so exciting. But like you said, when all the cool stuff's going on in the motorcycle scene, we're working.
Yeah. That's the tie. That's the connect, man. But so how long now? That's a little bit of background, a little bit of brings us up to speed, a little understanding, and we can dive into so much more of history here and stuff, of course. And we'll do more podcasts. The studio's here at Ventura Harley Davidson, by the way. I just got to find some time with him is really the thing. I bum rushed him on Wednesday. I'm like, dude, 30 minutes? Okay. I'm like, I just bum rushed him with, give me 30 minutes. So I found some time. But so brings us up to speed here a little bit. You're now GM here. The man that is, calling the shots, making the decisions, inventory, making relationships, because that's a lot of what you got to do as well, right? With Harley and all a bunch of other stuff. So you are when most people probably think of a general manager of a dealership. For me, feels like home because it's my local, I know you.
Sure,
but to others, they're going to look at it and go, well, that's the GM of a dealership. They see you on a different plateau.
Right.
And at how old?
28.
28 years old. Now, the general manager of anything, a sports team, a manufacturing company, is busy.
Sure.
And I kind of pretext that with, you got to have, it requires and demands a certain work ethic and a certain level of commitment to make all the wheels that you're spinning keep on spinning and spin faster.
It's there's busy days and there's less busy days, right? And oftentimes the busy days sneak up on you. My job here is obviously we're a business, right? Our job is to provide products and services to our customer base, right? And the only way we can do that is if our team is ready to go, well trained, has the equipment and whatever, all the stuff that they need.
The tools.
Physical tools and other and psychological tools,
true.
Right? And then there's the actual product, and with motorcycles and parts and clothing and all that kind of stuff, and here at our store we've got an incredible staff from management all the way down to the accounting team and the folks that are picking up bikes when they get broken down on the side of the road, right? And so I'm super lucky and fortunate to have fostered a team that is for the most part they're all professionals, right? They know what's going on. They know what it takes to do this, and and be there for the people that are on the other side of the wall, right? The other side of the counter, because we can't we don't exist without people who like to ride motorcycles.
I say it all the time.
You know?
TR don't exist if nobody shows up to a bike night or anything. It's simple.
Yeah, we're and what better place to do it, right? Southern California, especially Ventura County, our motorcycle community here is incredible.
It's rich with culture, man.
This county has I want to say it's about 14,000 Harleys in operation. So that's Harley Davidsons that are currently registered in Ventura County. 14,000. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And that's just Harley Davidson for the last 10 model years.
That doesn't include all the ones sitting in garages that are not registered.
Correct. Yeah. So this community is so rich with the love of the sport, the love of Harley Davidson, and so that's what we are here for, right? We're here to help support those people accomplish whatever it is they're trying to accomplish, whether it's to fix up that old bike that's sitting in their garage, or upgrade, something that they just picked up on Facebook Marketplace. Don't do that. Come see us, and we'll save you the headache. Trust me.
That's it.
Yeah.
Or celebrate their retirement and buy the CVO,
right.
And whatever their reason.
Yeah,
is.
whatever it is, right? They aren't problems, but our job as a dealership is to help people solve those problems, right?
Yeah.
Help them find their way back to being excited by the sport, whether it's accessorizing their old bike or whatever they have already, or just getting them out to an event, right, with TR or with whoever, and being re-immersed with the culture and remember why we do this.
I think that's an important thing to drive that. It's the culture that here's the tool, here's the motorcycle that you like. We're going to find the right one for you. Our team's going to get you on the right type of bike based off of how what your needs are. But then, not only that, there's TR, there's this bike night over here, there's a hog chapter over here, there's a ride that collects over here, because that is then, once you get out there and you do that, you buy the motorcycle, you go tow it around with the wife and by yourself. That's great, that's fun. Every riding is fun. But once you just dip your toe and you guys are pointing, just here's some people, go check them out. Yeah. That's when you really, that's when you can get really hooked and latched on.
Yeah, the best thing a motorcycle rider of any kind, Harley Davidson or otherwise, the best thing you can do is find somebody to ride with, right? There's all kinds of data out there and that manufacturers create or generate rather, and the number one reason why anybody sells their motorcycle isn't because they can't afford it, isn't because they had kids and their wife said no. It's the number one reason is because they don't have somebody to ride with. It's the number one reason why people will sell their motorcycle, and we all know somebody who's done that, right? Like, I'm just not riding it anymore. If you made a friend who rides, trust me, you'll ride it more.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I'm a victim of that with a quad. I bought a quad, and then all my friends slowly started tailing off, and whatever. I'm like, I got no one to go ride with now, so off it went.
Yeah. So instead of selling it, convince your buddies. Like,
that's it,
man. Go pick up a bike and let's ride, man. Like, you gotta sell your friends on how much fun this stuff is. And that's not even us, dude. Like, go pick up a Honda Grom, man. There's people who are having a blast on, like, whatever.
Dude, I have fun on my e-bike, man. I have a blast on that. You know what I even have more fun on too sometimes? I got this little Segway scooter that does about 18 miles an hour. It's got 10-inch tires and it's sketchy as shit when you start doing 18. I have some fun on that because I'm like, it's the adrenaline, it's the rush, it's the fun, it's I'll curb hop that thing. It weighs 20 pounds and I'm still jumping. It's fun. Yeah,
and it'd be even more fun if you had a buddy who also had one.
Exactly.
You could get Joe on one of those things. It's gonna be a nightmare.
Oh, we'd be wreaking some havoc over there probably.
But that the value of having a buddy who rides is massive. And if you're out there riding and need somebody else to ride with, come hang out here, dude. There's people all day long in our parking lot who rode here who are looking for more people to ride with.
Dude,
come hang out. You're gonna find a friend. Trust me.
On Saturdays and Sundays, not even Saturdays and Sundays mostly, of course, but any day of the week, I pulled up here when I'm like, I got to get a quick parts run. I got to go talk to somebody over there. And you can pretty much set your watch to it that there will be somebody probably sitting outside every single time you come by.
Hanging.
And here's a little funny story. I will double down again on that. One of my best friends now to this day, and he always gives me shit. I met him here in the parking lot because he was picking up parts, but I saw his FXR and it caught my eye. And I tell him, I joke with him to this day. He goes, "Man, I didn't even want to talk to you that day." You know, he didn't. And I'm like, and I always tell him, truth is, I didn't want to talk to you too, but you had a cool bike, and I wanted to find out about the bike.
Right.
That's why I didn't really care about you. I'm like, but I want. And then you ended up being cool. We ended up going for a ride after that.
Yeah.
And him and I like to ride a little aggressive. You know, we got some good canyons. You know that around here. And I saw him in my mirror. He was keeping up, and I'm like, all right, man. It's like the Step Brothers. Did we just become best friends? It was kind of like that situation. So I am a victim of that. I am a testament to that right here in this parking lot. But that happens anywhere, at the bike night, for anywhere.
Neptune's Net, whatever,
dude.
Man.
Anywhere you see a motorcycle, basically, man. If guaranteed, no matter what type of motorcycle it is, a conversation could be sparked and talked, and then sometimes it carries on, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
But dude.
It's amazing
it's
how
powerful.
it happens. You wouldn't believe how many people have the same story. We have people coming in. We actually had two customers just bought CVOs within a couple of days of each other, and they both happened to pick up their bike on the same day, and so they're both out in the parking lot, you know, going over the features and benefits, or you know, how the screen works, all the stuff, and they took off together. The next week, they rode in together for their 1,000-mile service. They became best friends. They had almost identical bikes. And now we see them all the time. They're rolling in, they're coming in, they're hanging out. Oh yeah, we're going out here. We're doing this. We're taking our wives out to Arizona. Like, you just never know when you meet somebody. Like, it's basically a guarantee you already have at least one thing in common. Yeah. Right? Motorcycles.
The only thing I'll warn you about is that sometimes you have too many people, like, because it will attract like flies, man. It really is. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, because I know and met everybody I know now is pretty much because of motorcycles. If I don't know you, or if I know you, it's because of a motorcycle. You know, it's pretty rare that I don't. So.
So there's only so many days in the week. Though.
Yeah, exactly. So you've been here now at this dealership now. How long have you been the GM?
So we bought Ventura Harley in 2021. So 5 years. Almost 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so we bought this store in 21. I came over here as the GM right away. So I've been here doing the GM thing for about 5 years.
For about 5 years. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But grew up in it, understood it. Your old man was doing it. Dad was doing it. I mean, I'm sure he was bringing you right along to work on tons of times as well.
I started working for my dad at Simi Valley Harley when I was 13, 14, whatever. And I've done every job. You know, I'd work after school, and I'd work summers. Started, my first job was as a shop assistant. You know, I was pushing brooms and cleaning bikes and stuff like that. Getting to hang around the technicians, and you know, I was a sponge because I loved it. You know, and so I learned a lot. You know, just being around people who were so much smarter than me, right? Talking about motorcycles, watching how they got fixed. And I'm in no way a technician, but you just learn, you know, by osmosis, basically, right? Just by watching it around you. And so I did all of the jobs, you know, from 14 until, you know, I went to college. You know, I shop assistant, service writer, parts guy, shipping and receiving, selling motorcycles, which was really hard to do as a 17-year-old because nobody believed that I knew anything.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Were you baby facing too? Okay.
Yeah. When I was 17, I looked every bit of 14. I mean, it was, you know. But yeah, you know, I just learned everything I could, and you know, work didn't end when the shift was over, right? I went home, you know, with my dad, and he taught me everything I know, and you know, showed me what it was to be a leader. Being a general manager, like, it's a lot more than managing. It's leading a team. It's leading individual people or departments or whatever. And so I was able to learn a lot about that just by watching my dad, and seeing how he operated. At the time, it was 2 businesses, and getting to see it live in the flesh and watch how it happened in a daily basis. And some of it was good, and some of it, there were good days and bad days,
yeah, of course.
right?
Yep.
And there were a lot of days when growing up that I wouldn't see my dad. He was gone before I got up, and he would be coming home after I had gone to bed, and there were years like that, right? That's what it takes. Despite the size of the building or whatever, we're a small business. We're a family-owned and operated company. It's my dad and myself. My mom works in our accounting department. We're this is what it is, and so that family sacrifice was great. And so then, I learned a whole bunch, and then went off to college. And
anything related to what this was gonna like? Was there a time in your college in this?
Yeah, I went to school for business management.
Okay,
yeah.
all right, yeah. So you knew your direction.
I knew exactly what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went to University of Arizona, got accepted into their business college, Eller College of Management, and graduated with a degree in business management with a what do they call it? Specialty in entrepreneurship or whatever, So I took a couple of extra classes on that, and I learned a lot in college about business and that kind of stuff. But and I'm not talking badly about college. I think it's a great way to learn, and you learn more about yourself and how to interact with people than you will in a lot of circles. But it wasn't all relevant, right? I came back from school post-COVID. I graduated in 2020, right?
Okay.
Right in the middle of COVID, I guess.
Graduate with one of those weird ceremony type of things that they had going on?
Didn't have a ceremony. It was all online, which sucked.
That was
whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't care that much.
It's still like an asterisk on the thing,
Yeah.
It's annoying.
But graduated and came back, and technically my first job when I came back from school was an operations manager, right? So at the time it was Simi Valley Harley Davidson and Tri-County Power Sports, our metric store in Moore Park, and we just had the 2 stores, and my job was to just find problems that were preventing efficiency and then generate a solution, right? Whether it was a strategy or whatever it was. And so I got to practice, use my knowledge that I gathered as a young, buck wandering around the stores, and some of my new skills that I had learned in college about dealing with people and how to think strategically, and got to work a little bit more hands-on with different levels of management, and kind of elevate my game that way.
Yep.
Turn myself a little bit more into a real life leader, right? Who instead of just a leader on paper.
Yep.
And that just turned off.
Oh, thank you.
No. I'm just I saw the light go off. Pardon the interruption. But yeah, I did that.
Yeah, it's still going.
And then the opportunity for us to buy Ventura Harley Davidson back from Tom. It was a little bit of a full circle moment. My dad started with Tom in a lot of ways, and he was ready to retire and move on with his life. And so we, worked that out with him, and needed a manager on site here. And so my dad volunteered me for that. And
voluntold is what is the term that we use.
I mean, it was a great opportunity,
Yes,
but you know, I didn't know how to be a general manager, you know, and I tell everybody. I just did an interview yesterday, and they asked how long I've been doing that. I'll tell anybody. I don't know everything about being a GM.
Yeah.
But I'll try harder than anybody you know to make it happen and to get the answers. You know, that's and that's part of what creates a good team, right? Is everybody's willing to work hard, right? I don't care. You go talk to any one of our guys, and they're all willing to help. It doesn't people are taking out the trash, scrubbing toilets. Like everybody's willing to help because that's what it takes to be, you know,
takes
a
a
good
village,
team.
as they say.
Yeah. And so yeah, 5 years here, and love every bit of it. You know, we have some of the best customers in the world, or at least in the state, and it's an exciting industry to live in and work in and be a part of. It's incredible. Yeah.
It seems like a long journey, but it's really a short journey in terms of your age, your time, you know, everything. So I know being a general manager, man, it's a lot. I emphasize it really is, but really you do seem to enjoy and love and be passionate at what you do, man. You know, and so when people, I think people sometimes will walk and go, who's that? That's a general manager. He's loving what he's doing, even if he's like, I got a beeline to this thing over here, you know.
Yeah.
So
I'm usually walking pretty quick, but that's just because there's not enough hours in the day sometimes to get everything that needs to be done. But yeah, man, I'm happy to help. Like, come talk to me. You know, tell me where you're coming from. Tell me what you're riding. I'm gonna try and sell you a bike. And
that's his job, people. Yeah. That's his job.
and you know, it's all great, man. This I've met some of the coolest people here in this building.
Yeah.
Like I said, dude, our customers are insane, incredible. I mean, and some of the stuff, you know, people are riding nowadays and doing with their bikes, and the trips people are taking, you know, back in the day, riding to Sturgis was a big deal, and now that's like a weekend's work, you know. People are doing these incredible, you know, multi-state 2-3 week long rides, and
that's a testament to the bike a little bit. The changes, the features, the upgrades, the comfort, you know, the aesthetics, the aerodynamics of it. A lot of stuff goes into it. Like,
it's become a lot easier to do those kinds of things.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you're doing it on an old shovel head or an old Evo or something with a. It's just you're doing 60 the whole time, cruising. You know, so it's just different. It's evolved, is what it has done. So
and you know, I've got a special place in my heart for old bikes. I've got an 01. You know, one of my bikes, I've got an 01 Dyna. Dyna guy through and through. I get it.
Yes, me too.
But like, there's a place for the new stuff, you know, and I encourage people all the time, like, you know, trust me, you'll never find, well, I'm sure there's guys out there who love Dynas more than me, but like, I'm a Dyna guy.
He's got a picture of it, giant, right on his computer screen, like right there.
That was technically it was my second. It was the first Harley that I bought by myself.
Gotcha. That's a sentimental one.
Yeah, and you know, that's a whole different.
That's a whole nother story. Yes.
But you know, I tell people all the time, you got to look at what's out there, right? Like, dude, I get it. If you want to have a Dyna, awesome. They're great bikes. It's sometimes rare to find one that's like kind of cherry now, because you know, they've been out of production for several years now. But you know, especially for new riders who are watching TR and they're seeing what people are riding, and they think I gotta buy a Dyna. Like, that's one option.
Yes.
There's a lot of great options that are incredible motorcycles, right? The new Softail lineup, even the new Sportsters. Like, I know, you know, some people aren't huge fans of Sportsters, but man, they've come so far, and they're such capable vehicles, and they can do so much more than my 01 Dyna, right? A stock Sportster 975 from our showroom floor has more power, better suspension, better brakes from the factory than my 01 Dyna's got.
Wow.
Right? And, you know, that's because my 01 Dyna's got 109,000
Oranges? Yeah.
But, you know, I try to encourage people all the time, like, it's okay if you don't want a new bike, but you should at least be an informed buyer, especially if you're just getting into the industry or just getting into Harleys. You're coming off of a different brand motorcycle. Like, explore, right?
Yeah.
Come by and ask some questions. Talk to one of our guys.
Can they test ride them?
Yeah. You got a motorcycle license, you can test ride them.
There you go. Jump on a few of them.
Yeah, come by and let's try and figure out what it is you actually need, right? Because sometimes it's there's two parts to everybody buying a bike, right? There's what my friends think I want or say I should get,
Yeah.
and then what I actually fit on or what I actually need.
Yeah.
And there's a reason, you know, for the last 10 years, we haven't called a person down on the floor selling motorcycles a salesperson in 10 years. That's not their job. They're fit specialists. That's their title right there on their business card. It says they're fit specialists. Their whole job is just to help people find the bike that fits them the best,
Yep.
right? Both physical stature wise, but also needs, right? If you're
Bags, no bags, fairing.
yeah, if you're a new rider and your plan is to, you know, go to Neptune's Net every other weekend and ride it to work a few days a week, maybe you don't need a bagger. Maybe, you know, if you want one, great. They're awesome.
Yeah.
I want one too.
Yes, as do I.
Yeah, the new baggers are badass. I don't have a single complaint. But, you know, it's just always good for people to understand, like, there is more out there than just what their friends have.
Agree.
And it's okay to be a little different, right? Buy the cool color. Like, you don't need a black bike, says the guy with 2 black Harley Davidsons. But, like, you know, it's okay to be different. It's okay to, you know, part of this whole culture and why we do this is because it's a way, like I said, that we express ourselves. Like, get the orange one, you know, whatever.
Buy the one you like.
Get the one you like.
Yeah.
Your friends are going to think you're cool because you got a bike.
That's
like,
very well put.
Friends
man.
don't care what color your bike is.
Very well put.
You know,
very well
like,
put.
That kind of stuff. So, you know, that's my sales pitch for this.
On that note, we'll wrap this up with you have, and we'll do another one.
Sure.
But you guys also have a second dealership that's in the family.
Yeah.
And tell them real quick where that place is. And
Yeah. We've got technically 4 dealerships in 3 buildings. So Ventura Harley, obviously, here in Camarillo. Selling all Harley, right? Harley Davidson. Every now and then we get some used bikes that are different brands. Tri-County Power Sports in Moore Park, right off the 118. Honda, Can-Am, Polaris, CF Moto, Sea-Doo, if you're into that. You know, got some summertime sports stuff. And they've got a stack of used Harleys over there that they're selling. And all the parts and service and everything you need right there in Moore Park. And then our new store out in Van Nuys. Been there just about a year and a half, 2 years. Magnum. So we've got Magnum Motorsports and Magnum Harley Davidson, both in the same building, right in Van Nuys, off of the 405 Victory and Sepulveda. Harley Davidson, KTM, Husqvarna, Gas, CF Moto. New bikes, used bikes, all kinds of stuff. Massive showroom. Parts, accessories, clothes, whatever, you know, for the folks that, you know, want to have a one-stop shop for their dirt bike and their Harley stuff. Like, Magnum's got everything.
It's giant. We
big
did a video on it with your dad. It used to be a bowling alley.
Yeah. It's a cool spot. I mean, there's a lot of history with that building.
Yeah.
And it's a cool, kind of a different take on it.
And they got a lot more room back there in the parking lot. The events lately have been really pulling in a lot of people over there.
Yeah.
So we've been hanging out with you guys over there as well. If you haven't, just another excuse for you to ride somewhere else and go and check out. It's cheese. I'm gonna use the cheesy corny. As cheesy and corny as it is, I'm a token collector. I like the poker chips.
Yeah, go get that poker
and
chip.
I like to go, and when I've been to a dealership, that's my thing.
Yeah.
And I don't really buy the shirts. I'm a cheese sucker ball for the poker chips.
Get those poker chips. it's just a cool spot to stop, right? If you're coming from LA and your plans to ride up the coast, it's a great spot to stop along the way, pick up your poker chip, do whatever you're gonna do.
Yep.
Or if you're having problems with your bike, whatever, we've got a full on-site service department right there, ready to go. Factory trained technicians, the whole 9 yards, right? It's Ventura Harley, just in another
somewhere
location,
else.
right? It's all run the same way. We've got great staff over there too. Parts, accessories, aftermarket parts. That's a big thing that people don't always recognize with dealerships is like, it's more than just Harley Davidson, man. You want to buy your thrashing parts, be able to put your hands on something before you buy it. Come check us out. We've got all that kind of stuff in stock, ready to go. You don't have to pay for shipping, all that kind of stuff.
Install it the same day.
Yeah, and you can get it installed and not have to bust your knuckles and be frustrated in your own garage. But
that's it.
Yeah, we've got a couple of stores and basically every brand you could ever want. So I always encourage people to stop by and check it out. Say hi to the people over there. We got good guys at all our places.
Well, Austin, I appreciate you taking any amount of time out of your day to hang out with me and do this. I know he's a busy man. The other day, they're like, here, you go first, because then I got to go. So you got a line of people that need to ask a question, answer a question, something along the line. So thank you for taking a little bit of time out with me, man. Appreciate it.